Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make your own custom floating snow islands in Minecraft using World Edit and Voxel Sniper. And today the blocks we're going to be using are cyan terracotta, cobblestone, andesite, stone, snow, ice, packed ice, then the snow layer itself, and then we're going to be using some spruce trees. We will need the axe to run World Edit commands, and the arrow and gunpowder to run Voxel Sniper commands. So we're going to start off by using the Voxel Sniper command /B over D1. What that's doing is it's setting our brush to the overlay tool. So when we set the brush or the size to 5 with /B5, and our voxel to stone with /V stone, whenever we click, it will now spawn in a stone disc overlaying the ground underneath it with a radius of 5. So now that we have this command set, we can start spamming down the gunpowder to kind of get the shape of the islands we want, and if we hold it down we can start to make the cone shape that we want for these islands. And I'm gonna go for one small island here, a longer, thinner island here, and then we're going to do one more island over here. So I'm just going to add a little bit more beef to this center island here, make the first cone shape there, drag it along there, and make the second one here. Then make this one a little bit bigger, just holding down the gunpowder, spamming. There's really no right way to do this, just make sure it's random and it'll look good. And once we have this like so, then we'll lower our brush size to 3 with /B3, then kind of cap off the center of these islands like that. There we go, and last one. And then we fly in with the stone block and put on the finishing touch that really just caps off the island. Like that. Just kind of rush through it, just spam down the blocks. There's really no right way to make it look perfect. Then once we have all those set, we move on to the last island, and we're done with that step. Perfect. Now we're going to select all of these islands in a region using /pause1 and pause2. So we're going to put /pause1 down in this corner, then we're going to fly all the way up and over to the second corner over here, and we're going to type /pause2 once we have the whole area selected. Then we're going to fly down into the center and copy it with \\/ copy. Then we're going to set the whole thing to air with \\/ set air. We're going to flip it by looking up to the sky and typing /flip. Then we're going to paste it in without the air blocks using \\/ paste -a. And once we have that, to avoid that shadow effect, I'm just going to give myself a night vision effect really quick just to make the video look a little bit better. There we go. Now once we have all of this, we go on to overlaying the top of these islands to make it a little less flat. So we're going to do /B over D1 /V stone /B3, and then we just trace out the line here a little bit to just make some little custom hills. And once we have that, just add a little bit more to it, and like so, there we go. I'm going to trim up this just a little bit to make it look a little bit more natural. There we go, get rid of that block, and I like the way that looks. Now once we're here, we're just going to fly along the edge like this, making some just low sloping, just rolling hills. With the snow biome, you're going to have a lot of trees on it, so the trees will add the height to it. You don't really need to focus too much on making the hills too tall, so I'm just going to opt for 2 layers there. And then on to the last island, just going really quickly like so. Maybe add just a little bit more detail here, and I like the way that looks. Just a little more /U messed up. I'm going to actually add a little bit by hand here. And there we go. I like the way that turned out. So now what we're going to do is we're going to start replacing some of the stone with a splatter brush. So we're going to fly down to the base, and we want to use the cyan terracotta on the very tip of these peaks. So what we're going to do is we're going to do /b space SBMM, which is the splatter brush. Then we're going to do VR stone for voxel replace. So we're replacing stone with /v sponge. And I'm just using sponge right now as a placeholder. Once we're done with it, we are going to replace it all to cyan terracotta. I just like using it because it is a block that's very, I guess, seeable. It's very unique, so I kind of know it's there, so I know that if I see sponge then I forgot to do a step. You can really use any block, I just elect to use sponge just because it's what I've always done, and you never use it in builds for anything else, so I figured I might as well give some use to it in this game. Then since I messed up over there, I'm going to do /U3 and then do it one more time. There we go. I'm going to actually up our brush size to 5 so this can go a little quicker. There we go, and that should do it. So now we're going to select all of these islands in the same region. So we're going to do /pause1 over here, fly over to the other side and do /pause2, \pause2. Then we're going to do \\, replace, or cyan terracotta is 159:9, so we're going to do \\replace 1 159:9, and I messed up that. Replace 1 159:9, undo, and instead of 1 we want sponge. Sorry for the mistake there, and enter, and there we go. That's what we wanted this whole time. And really quickly, I'm just going to touch up this here to make it look just a little bit better. There we go, that should do it. And you could spend hours and hours going through and making sure these hills all look absolutely perfect, but for the sake of time in this video, I'm not going to do that. Now we're going to go through and we're going to start placing in the stone, or the snow. So we're going to do /b over d1, b over d1, v snow underscore block with a depth of 1, or what is that? With a brush size of 10. There we go. And then we just spam it all along here. Then once we have this like this, we're going to start adding in some ice and packed ice. So what we're going to do here is we're going to do /b space SBMM, and we're going to do VR stone with V sponge once again with a brush size of 3. So we're going to go through and really spam the edge here, and actually, we're going to up the brush size to 5 again, just to make it go by a little bit quicker. And when we're doing this, we just fly around the edge, right-clicking on that first layer of stone, just for the best effect. And this is a bigger island, so it's going to take a little bit longer than those smaller islands off to the side. Once we have that there, we're done. Then quickly hit this island. And we are going to be replacing all of this sponge here to snow and packed ice, and then we're going to replace some of the snow on the top to regular ice. The reason being is normal ice is a little bit transparent, so you'll see the stone on the underside of that. So we're going to use the packed ice because it's a lot, well, I guess more compact on the underside, because that just makes sense following the natural progression of the weight of the snow. Then once we're here, we're going to do /VR snow underscore block with V dirt, and then a brush size of 3. Now we're just going to follow the edge here, and we're going to replace this dirt to regular ice, and just spamming the edge here. And you do want this to be a little bit more spread out than the sponge, because we do want the snow to be the primary block used on the surface area. And I'm almost done with this here. And then we're going to fly over to this side here and cover this with dirt. And since we already have this whole area selected in a region, we are just going to do the replace command for the sponge, and packed ice's ID is 174, ice is 79, and snow is 80. So we're going to replace the sponge with 80 and 174. So \\, replace sponge 80, 174, enter. There we go. I like the way that looks. And then we're going to replace the dirt with regular ice, which is 79. So \\, replace dirt 79. Boom. There we go, turning out great. And now it's time to texture in the stone itself. So we're going to replace the stone with 1:5, and 4. So \/ replace 1 with 1:1:5, 4. What? Java lang exception. I do not know what that is saying. So \/ replace stone, maybe? Or, okay, so that worked. I don't know what it was saying about the error message there. So do \/ replace stone 1:1:5, 4. There we go. That's what we're looking for. Then that looks really good. That gives it a lot nicer of a texture there. And now it is time to put in some of the trees. So we're going to do /b tree to view the full tree list, and we want spruce trees, but for some reason in this plugin they classify it as redwood. So we're going to do /b tree redwood, and now we're going to use the arrow and we're going to right click it all along the snow on the top here. And then once we're done with this, we are going to overlay these trees with snow just to make it look like it has been snowing and the leaves of these trees are covered with snow. Once again, just kind of go through and make this random. There's no right way to do it. Just make sure your trees are spread out and don't look geometric in any way. And like this, I put this tree a little too far on the edge, so that might look a little weird. So I'm just going to undo that and move it a little bit farther in on the island. And that tree should do it. And now that we have this whole area selected, this command might work, it might not. We might need to reset the region, but what we're going to do is \/ overlay snow. Enter. And once we have that, then snow will spawn in all along all of these top blocks here, just giving it a really nice look, covering the trees with snow, giving a little bit of extra texture along the ice and the snow blocks themselves, so it looks like the snow has been built up around the trees. You can see a little change in depth there, and it should have that same effect on all of these islands. It looks like our night vision ran out, so I'll just drink this up at once again. And now the last thing to do is just clean up the underside of the island. So we are going to set our first position over here. And there's really no way to avoid making a mess on the bottom of your islands. It's just part of using organic brushes. But it's really no issue because it's really easy to fix. Then we're going to fly over here and set our second position. Pause 2, \/ set air. Or undo, I took off the tips of those islands, as you can see there. We're going to lower the position a bit. \/ pause 2, \/ set air. There we go, didn't have an effect on the island at all. And now we're just going to set the second position in the ground here by right clicking with the axe. Then we're going to do \/ replace grass, and that should get rid of that. And that is how you make your own custom snowy floating islands in Minecraft, complete with a, forest on top. So I hope you guys all enjoyed. I hope you now feel inspired to make some of these islands for yourself. I hope that this tutorial has given you all the tools you need to do so. And without further ado, that's all I wanted to cover in this video. So thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in the next video.